Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich with your Witchy Wednesday in Spelltember. Um, if you watched my Tarot Talk Tuesday video yesterday, you will know that in this room right now, I have two puppies, and I now have Jelly joining me, who is, if you have not watched my videos before, my cat, my familiar cat, and yeah, she's doesn't really get along with the dogs, but she's always in here whenever I'm filming. And after I was done filming the Terror Talk and getting prepared to film the Witchy Wednesday video, um, she wanted in here, and her and one of the puppies is having a staring contest. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing. I'm going, and I have fur on me now. Okay. So I'm going to try to get through this fairly quickly. I didn't really have time to get all of the items together that I wanted to for um, this Spelltember spell working that we are doing. I do have a voodoo doll, or voodoo doll. It's a poppet. I don't like using the term voodoo doll because um, that is particular to Voodoo. So, yeah, I prefer the term Poppet. But I wanted to share some resources and some things that I'm planning on doing for my own spell working and whatnot. So, the first reference comes from the Voodoo Doll Spellbook. I do enjoy this book. This is by Denise Alvarado. I doubt that I'm saying that correctly. But it has like every type of spell that you might want to do. Um, and I'm just going to read some of the table of contents here. Let's see, we have spells on banishing and uncrossing. Not something I normally work on. Well, uncrossing, yes. That would be like neutralizing a spell and opening, doing a road opener that you open roads for yourself and whatnot. Then we have curses, hexes, and spells for revenge. I typically stay away from these. Um, the universe, for me at least, tends to, and let me adjust my mic there. There we go. The universe for me tends to pretty much, you know, get things the way they need to be or the way they should be. Um, and I don't like taking out revenge for my I don't like taking revenge on somebody via spell work, especially because yeah, it to me it's just it can be opening myself up to a downward spiral that I really would not want to travel down. Um, because if put it this way, if I end up doing spell work on somebody, to you know get revenge for something, then it becomes easier and it makes them less humanized in my mind. And that's just me in my psychological way of looking at it, is I humanize them less whenever I do spell work towards somebody. They become an enemy, a faceless enemy, rather than a human being. And I wouldn't want to go all ham on somebody and end up doing some actual real physical damage that I did not mean to do. I wouldn't want the spell work to go out of hand. Um, Certainly there are ways that you can curb this and break it after a certain point, or only dull out so much, but I'd rather not, personally. And if you do, then that's on you, and that's your own your own way of dealing with things. I, however, tend to usually take a different approach, and I'm not saying one's right or wrong. I'm just saying one is right for me, and I want to just kind of leave that there. Um, then they have one for Dream Dolls of Antiquity, Bend Over spells, otherwise known as commanding spells. That one is a little bit more that I would want to do it just because of the results, but I don't know if I would want to do it because, again, of that same downward spiral. I think a certain push for somebody to do something is a little bit better than a full-on commanding of somebody to do something. Then we have spells for love and romance. Again, unless it's to spice up the relationship, I don't like doing those. Binding spells. I have done these. Um, I've bound an individual that was hurting people, literally. And let's see, breakup spells. I hope I don't need one of those. Money spells, always a great one. This starts in Chapter 9. Chapter 10 is business and employment spells. 11 is better business spells. 12 court cases. 13 spells for good luck, success, and gambling. Which, if y'all have been watching, I do like to go to the casino every once in a while. So that might be something that I need to try in the future. I have done poppets in the past, and I actually do crochet poppets, and I will eventually get around to selling them again, but haven't in a while. Then we have health and fertility spells, spells for power and domination, spells for protection, counter magic and defense, which I'm going to actually go into that chapter here in a minute. Spells for self-improvement, which I'm always about being your best self and, just constant improving of yourself. Wishing spells, Japanese voodoo spells, goetic rituals, and a little, I don't want to mispronounce that, Laganapi. I'm so sorry. I don't want to mispronounce. But this one also has the Saint Francis of Assisi protection doll for pets, which I think I might have to do that one too, just because I have little ones here. Okay, so the first one I want to look at is the paper voodoo doll for protection spell. And I'm actually going to, I took a picture of it, and boom, there it is. So you cut a voodoo doll out of white paper, similar to the, and I don't have a picture of the figure, hold on, which I do believe is that one, but I could be mistaken there. I don't see a figure number on it. Again, yeah, that one right there. So basically you're making a little human being. Anyway, let me pop that back up here. Okay. Write the following words on the paper doll. This is only just like a little piece of paper. And I'm not going to try to pronounce the first three names here. Blessed be the Lord, for he has redeemed us from hell and has saved us from death and has redeemed us out of the fiery furnace and has preserved us even in the midst of the fire. In the same manner, may it please him, the Lord, that there be no fire. And then you put the I-N-I-R-I underneath as it is here. So y'all can pause that if you need to. Anyway, then what you do is you fold the doll. And let me just get a piece of paper here. Pretend that this sticky note is my doll baby. Okay? Really cute little doll baby, I do say so. So what I do is you write everything on there, and y'all can't see that, but you write your spell there. Okay, important to do. Fold the paper doll, being careful that you fold the prayer of protection towards you. What this is doing is it's bringing that towards you. It's bringing your prayers and everything, bringing the energy towards you, bringing it in. So you do that, and then, you can turn it and fold it again. And you don't have to do a doll baby necessarily. You don't. You can do this on a regular piece of paper. That's fine. And then just keep folding it in always towards you, and then fold it in again. And you can also, if you have a protection oil, you can also put that on there. And then it says, carry the protective talisman with you at all times, and nothing evil can touch you. Okay, so good thing to do with this is if you don't want to just go around with a piece of paper in your pocket all day and be thinking about, what if I lose this? What if it tears or something like that? If it tears, to me, that would signify that, hey, you need to redo the spell because it's taking a beating. That would be my thought process on it. However, you put it in your wallet, you put it in your purse in a nice little protective area. You can, I don't know. Who says you can't just take a stapler, staple it together? There you go. Staple it together, wrap tape around it to protect it, and whatnot. If you want to put some herbs or something in there, you can use tape. Like if you have big packing tape, like that thick stuff, put that in the middle there. You put a little herbs on there, put a little oil on there, and then roll that packing tape over it. That way it all, kind of seals in, almost like lamination. And then you can carry that around with you. Some people might not like doing that because you have like a plastic barrier in between. You kind of have to feel this stuff out for yourself, whether or not that would be something that would work for you in your situation. So I really like that one, and I kind of want to do that. And I think I might actually put it in the car. Right now, my boyfriend and I, we are, on days that I'm off, he's taking the car to work. On days that that I am working, I'm taking the car because I have a longer trip, and he's taking the truck because his is a shorter trip. His is like 20 minutes. So I might make one for each one of the vehicles so we have protection while driving. And that, I think, is what I'm going to do there. That way it covers both of us. Whenever we're driving, we're all good to go. Another thing that you can use is bay leaf, write like a symbol of protection on it. Tape it to your car. You can put it somewhere inconspicuous on the outside of the car. It's supposed to be good for safe travel. So, that's one thing that I wanted to share with y'all. And that one I do kind of like. I really enjoyed this book. I haven't read it like from cover to cover, but I think there is a lot of things that you can potentially do. If you, depending on what you need. But it also sparks the idea of coming up with something else for you to do. If you don't have certain ingredients, or you're like, oh, I didn't think of doing a protection spell with a piece of paper. There you go. Again, you can do that with a regular piece of paper. No big deal. You can anoint it. You can bless it. You can put oils and herbs and all that on it. You can fold the herbs into it. That's cool too. You can fold them in so you make a little envelope, and then again, like I did, put a staple through it and keep everything in there, and then just toss it in your car. If you want to make this into a protective type of oil, or a protective thing that you actually smell and has a good scent and whatnot, use a protective oil, soak it on like some felt. Do like a little felt doll baby, or even just square. You don't have to have necessarily a human being shape, but you can do it in a square, and then take that piece of felt and fold it up, with your prayer and all that, your spell working in there, making like almost like a little mojo bag. And you can hang that in your car and have that scent go throughout your car, especially whenever it's hot outside and it's just baking in the heat. Have that hanging from your mirror, and then you open the door and you just have this wonderful witchiness scent come out at you. Fantastic for that. The next one that I want to do, and I haven't done it yet, again, is from Modern Witch by Devin Hunter. I so recommend this book. Is actually making, and this is also a protective one. This is in the protection magic section. And this is involving, hold on, let me see where, this is involving making a golem, basically. From Jewish folklore, the golem was created by clay in order to, how do I want to say it? In order to protect the Jewish tribe, the Jewish people. Let's see. And this starts on page 191. And I'm not going to read all of this to you. Basically, the one thing I'm missing is a pound of clay. I have red string. I have sculpting tools. Don't ask me why. I just do. And then protection stones. Yes, I got those. Nails. I have those. I think I actually have some old rusty nails that would be fantastic for this. And 4 small black candles, which, yes, I do have those. And quite frankly, any candle would really work for this. I do believe. I mean, I would go either white or black. So, but basically, you put your command on the piece of on a piece of paper. Right? Yeah, a 3x3 inch of square parchment paper. And then you write, "Protect me and my family from evil and harm. Protect our home from evil and harm. Protect our vehicles from evil and harm." Or he gives another way of doing it. And this should be done in red ink pen. And these are 3 commands for the golem to follow once it's activated. So you can also do protect me from physical harm at all times, protect me from malicious witchcraft at all times, and number 3, protect me from negative spirits at all times. You can do this in any way that you want, and really what it is you can also do this as almost like sympathetic magic, like we do with Poppets. Same concept. The golem is more for protection, hence the nails, and I'll get into that in a second. But you can do this like a Poppet, and you can even make a Poppet be kind of in this nature. So, yeah. And then let's see, light the protection incense, divide your clay into equal pieces, blah, blah, blah. And basically, you're going to make a little dude. Yep. And then you're going to take the nail, and you're going to pass it through a smoke 10 times. And I'm not going to go through the entire process here. Maybe whenever I actually do this, I will go through it, because I think that would be awesome to do a video like that. But you're basically going to chant a tool to protect, a tool to maim, a tool to defend, a tool with great aim. And you're going to pass that that nail through there. And then to activate the golem, you're going to light the candles and say, "Shaped from earth and empowered by the moon, bearing the mark of the sacred rune, golem, awaken and hear my voice. To obey my orders you have no choice. Serve as I command, this vessel fill. You are a creature brought forth by will." And in doing all of this, you have also put the 3x3 inch rolled up petition inside of said golem, and he kind of turns out looking like that, with your little protection charms for eyes and all that. And I mean, this is the type of witchcraft that I like, because you are really getting into and using your hands. You're really like kind of getting down and dirty with it. You're shaping this thing into a being, and then you can do several things with this. For one, you can put it in a place of prominence. You can put it when you come into your house, that can be something that is in the entryway of your house. If you want to be a little bit more guarded about said golem in your home, you can, I guess, glaze it, and then you can put it outside in a garden, kind of like a little, like, house protector outside. You can do so much with it as far as where you put it. You can have it so it's very tiny. You can have it so it's a little bit bigger. It doesn't matter. It's all in your taste how big or small you want this thing. It will still do a damn good job. But I don't think size really matters here. Sometimes it does, but in this case, I don't think so. But what I like about this one is it goes back to Jewish folklore, and I really do enjoy the story of the golem protecting the Israelites and whatnot. I think that is a wonderful piece of folklore that has been utilized in a witchcraft sense. I mean, witchcraft in Judaism, and now witchcraft more mainstream. So yeah, I think that's all that I have today. I wanted to do one from Old Style Conjure, but I'm having issues finding that book. I think it's out in my case that I take down to Dover with me, but I forgot to look in there before starting to film, and I already had the puppies in here, and I didn't want to cause too much of a disruption. So I did want to address doll babies. Whoops. Book's totally upside down. There we go. I did want to address doll babies and little voodoo dolls and whatnot, and I do enjoy this book. So if that's something that you might enjoy as well, I do advise getting either one of these books. If I had a choice between the two, I would get this one first, the Modern Witch book, before getting the Voodoo Doll spell book. But if you have a lot of spell working specifically with voodoo dolls or with poppets, as I would like to call them, then yeah, I would go for the voodoo doll spell book. But I think if you are looking for a more generalized book, I think the Modern Witch book is better as an overall type of witchy book. So I do recommend either one of those. And yeah, if you've tried Poppet spells before, I need to speak more on Poppets here in the future, because I actually have one that's always hanging from my fridge, and just to have fun, I take little old school hat pins and I start poking at it. It's not connected, it's not tethered to anything, but I just I go up and I just act like I'm making this stinking guy suffer, and it's kind of bad. It's kind of sadist, but hey. If I can take my anger out on something, that's what I would choose, rather than a living being that is, yeah. Anyway, that's all that I have for this one, and I do have to show that thing off because I think it's hilarious. It's an ugly naked man, but yeah, I think it's hilarious. But I do have to show that one day. And I'll let y'all know. Anyway, I think that's all that I have for this week for Witchy Wednesday. Join me tomorrow for Table Talk Thursdays. And join me Saturday for our Witchy Book Club series. And then join me Sunday. It's looking like we're going to do some canonical, biblical, look through the Bible and whatnot, and we're going to discuss some studies in that. So if that's something that you would like to take part in, do join me on those days, and of course on Tarot Talk Tuesdays for discussing the tarot and going through each individual card and discussing what it's about and how we can remember what the card is about. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. If you have anything to add or take away, leave me a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that bell notification because YouTube might let you know whenever a video comes out. And until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.